Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome back to the Games and Culture Podcast. We told you we'd be back on a normal schedule. This is the normal schedule. It is episode 35, we believe. We did not check, as per the usual.
We're 99% certain it's 35.
Oh, I wouldn't
If
say
we're not,
that.
I'm pretty certain it's 35. If we're not, then we're just really wrong. But I'm
Call us out in the comments if we're wrong. But today we're doing something a little bit different. There is some news to cover, and we will get to that. But as the title suggests, we're going to do top 10 Switch 1 exclusives. Since we are firmly in the Switch 2 era, now that there's 2 games out on the console, they can pack it in. It's time for Switch 3, where there would be 3 Switch games on the console. But we thought it'd be a good time to celebrate Switch 1's success. Talk about some great games on that console, since we are steamrolling through Switch 2 as we're both playing Donkey Kong. But yeah, we'll get into what we've been playing. It's been Donkey Kong himself. Released at time of recording 3 days ago. I don't know how far you're in. I think I've put in like maybe 10 hours into it. I'm tunneling.
Yeah, no, I think I'm still like probably early-ish game because I spent some time. I cleared the sub-level 101 where you have to refill the water.
Yeah.
I decided like before I go deeper, I decided I'm gonna see what happens. There really wasn't anything supposed to do for doing so. Just if I get all the bananas in this area. So and that's what I did. So I spent some time doing that and just trying to find everything. So his game very much has the addictive collectathon in it.
Yeah, I've not been clearing out sub layers and stuff like that. I've been spending extended time. Like if I see one, I'll figure out how to get it, or if I stumble across one, I will always get it. And I've been pretty thoroughly exploring without like going to 100%. So because it's fun. It's fun to do so.
Yeah.
I'm just running around throwing hands the entire time, just breaking shit. There's been multiple times where I've like in like going up a hill and I've gone through it and then got into like the under area and then lost my way and was like, okay, I guess we just go straight up. And Donkey Kong's just sitting there, like never ending tunnel up, and I'm like, oh, I entered there. You can see the hole. Well, how did I get 2 feet further down? What?
This game is the long lost sequel to Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Or it's like Nintendo's Minecraft, except nothing's cubes and you can't rebuild what you've broken.
No, just destroy. There's no. This is actually the first game I felt. In fact, they're doing this quickly. That I felt this is really showing with the Switch 2 why the Switch 2 was necessary and capable of doing. Because like Mario Kart World was okay, but it did still just feel like Mario Kart at the end of the day.
They definitely could have released that on Switch 1, I feel like.
They said originally their idea was for that, but the 24 players thing was not working on Switch 1, and the world was not as cohesive. It was struggling to run the world.
Yeah.
So I get it. So, but the ideas were, it still feels like Mario Kart at the end of the day. This is something new entirely, and it feels like something that only Switch 2 could have done.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but if you break stuff in the world and you go to the map retains what you've broken.
Yes, I noticed that. I was looking. Yeah. I was trying to figure out what banana was. Like maybe what am I missing? I was looking. Wait, I have destroyed that. I already destroyed that stuff, and it's showing that on the map. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives me like Spider-Man 2 instant teleport fast travel vibes of like, oh, there's some serious work going on in the back end that the Switch is keeping track of everything that you are doing in the world, and and giving you a visual representation of it. Also, the game is just oozing charm. Like I have smiled my entire playthrough.
I mean, this is. And the thing is, that's the same thing I had with Mario Odyssey, which is the last game this team made. So this is just like these guys know what they're doing. So yeah. I definitely another game of the year contender. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be that after I saw that direct last month.
Yeah, for sure.
It, because the first time I saw it, I'm like, okay, this seems interesting. This time, I'm like, oh, this seems to be something special, and it definitely is. So
yeah. Have you rescued Pauline yet?
Yes, I
Yeah,
have Pauline now.
I love Pauline. I love Pauline so much. I will protect her to the ends of the earth.
I mean, she's kind of our what's what I'm looking for? Our eyes into the world this time around.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one who actually, speaks English, but although it's weird that she can speak monkey.
Yeah. Have you seen any of like the hideaway cutscenes yet? Okay, so no spoilers, but like there's these like little rest points that you can pay to make, and they like heal you and stuff. And when you use them, you can like interact with Pauline a little bit, and she's got some of the funniest fucking dialogue. Like they did such a good job of like writing her, because like she's a kid in this like over the top larger than life situation, and they do a really good job of like not only showing her resolve to get through it, but also like the things that a kid would be afraid of. And so every single time, where I'm at, there were like 12 hideaways, and so they go up in price every time you make one. And I'm broke now.
I mean, it's really easy to get gold in this game, so I'm
Oh
assuming
yeah,
if you buy it
for
with
sure.
gold.
For sure. I do wish, though, do have a couple of gripes with the game. I think Donkey Kong sometimes has way too loosey-goosey controls.
Like, I haven't felt that too much.
Yeah, there's some times where I want to be precise about things, and he just kind of does his own thing at certain times. I think it's based on whatever momentum physics they have, and so it's not a huge deal. Like, there's a turf surfing challenge on one of the sub layers, and you have to like navigate around these walls, and it's on like a tight kind of walkway, and sometimes he just does not go where you expect him to go. So it's not like an overwhelming issue. I just like, from the team that gave me Mario Odyssey, which is like tight as tight can be in terms of platforming, like I just wish that I understand there needs to be a little bit of loosey-goosey because he's an ape and you want him to do all these things, but like at some points we got to kind of tighten up the controls. I should feel like I'm in control of him at all times.
Yeah.
I may not be able to do the hat flick, crazy jump physics in Mario, but like at least let me stay on a bridge when I'm turf surfing. like, come on now.
That's fair.
Like, this ain't Mario Kart, but like the physics have him drifting clear off the fucking raceway. It's like, okay.
That's fair. Like I said, we're still playing through it, so there's not a whole lot. I'm sure we'll have more to say about it. I feel like we'll probably do a review for it, although we have a list of reviews we got to do.
We don't want to talk about that, but yeah, we'll do a review for it. We'll do a review for it. I gotta hurry up and finish this so I can get back to Expedition 33 so we can do a review on that.
Yeah.
I did a little bit more in Clair Obscure, and then Donkey Kong came out, and I'm like, fuck.
And I need to know. I need to know your.
Yeah, I know. Switch 2 just came at like the worst time. It's Nintendo's fault. They knew what they were doing. Everybody's playing Expedition 33, having a ball, and they're like, Switch 2.
They're like Donkey Kong. Especially after what was funny with Donkey Kong, because it is a really good platformer.
Yeah,
it's funny. Everyone last year bought one game there last year, so everyone's like, "Yeah, Sony, Sony's come for Nintendo's crown of platformers," and I was like, "And I took that personally and dropped Donkey Kong."
Well, and also the year is still young. Like we don't really know outside of Pokemon Z to A and Metroid what Nintendo has in store for the holiday season. Like. They can definitely rest on their laurels. Let Donkey Kong and Mario Kart be the co-conspirators for the holiday season. But I mean, why not just mic drop a new Mario? Just we were working on Mario, we were working on Donkey Kong and Odyssey 2 at the same time. Fuckers, give me that fucking crown back.
Or a new Mario 3D Mario's next year is my guess.
Yeah, I'd probably say so. I think it's a little while before we get a 2D one since Wonder came out last year. But I would surmise that a 3D Mario is coming post haste. It'll be really interesting to see, as like a little tiny tangent here, what Nintendo's schedule looks like next year for the Switch 2. because we don't know fucking anything. This is the most tight-lipped Nintendo has played it ever, I feel. Because past this holiday season, when Metroid, who we don't have a release date for yet, and Pokemon Z-A come out, we don't know what else they're fucking doing. Like, they are an enigma.
Who knows? Who knows? They might be doing one soon, though. They need to do one soon.
Yeah, they need to do one soon, and it has to be a banger because you have to set up the early part of next year.
Switch 2.
And I would even say, I'd even go as far as setting up what you're doing next holiday season with some like teaser trailers or something along those lines, because like, this launch wasn't flawless. I mean, I feel like you stuck the landing, but like it wasn't flawless. So you need to pick up the pace on giving us stuff to play on the Switch 2 because they're great and I want to keep playing it. So like we need to pick up the pace here. Anyways, yes, we will do a full review for Donkey Kong after we both finished it. I feel like that one will be pretty easy for us to knock out, as long as we don't get distracted mining to the center of the earth on every sub-layer.
That is the issue.
Because it's so much fun to do. Especially with Kong Bonanza. Holy shit.
Oh, and finding the Bonanza is so easy to get.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can regenerate your next one while you're still in Bonanza form.
Oh, yeah. I just love how, like, you charge up your charge punch, and he does the ora 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 thing, and then releases the punch, and it's just this fucking shockwave. That was the first thing I fucking upgraded. I saw that and went, oh, and then I literally spent all of my next skill points on upgrading that. So now it's just like fucking tornado shockwave that comes out of my charge punch, and it just fucking mows down things. Like there's bananas where you have to find like these rock people, and I just obliterate the area and find them in like 2 seconds. Take my banana, walk out. The destruction that I've left in my wake is unimaginable, and it's been the most satisfying shit in the world.
See, Duncan says, don't find them. Just destroy what they're hiding. They can't hide. There's nowhere to hide.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, enough with Donkey Kong. Let's talk about some. We're doing a sandwich today. We started with the good of Donkey Kong. Now we're going to talk about 2 fucking terrible news stories, and we're going to finish with good.
Yeah, our top 10. So, well, these news stories will be brief. We'll get to the top 10 goods in a second, but we wanted to cover this real fast.
This is a news show, so we felt in good conscience that we needed to cover these 2 stories because they are more of a testament of what's going on in the video game industry, you know, post Microsoft layoffs and all that shit. So, speaking of Microsoft, we're getting even further details of the scope of the layoffs that we reported on last episode. I mean, it's just not great. When you lay off 9,000 people, it's just not great. And so we're getting more details and more details, this time out of Candy Crush developer King. And it's not great. So King had about 200 layoffs in the round of layoffs. I'm looking at the game developer article on the subject. In a report by mobilegamer.biz, anonymous sources have shed some light on the layoffs made by Microsoft earlier this month. Initially, Bloomberg reported that King had initiated the process of making around 200 people redundant across its offices in Barcelona, Spain. According to this new report, the cuts affecting level design and user research staff, as well as around 50 people on the London-based Farm Hero Saga team, which is another one of their games. Some of the game's leadership has reported been put on gardening leave ahead of their departure in September. I don't know what gardening leave is. I think that's one of the things where in the UK you have to basically tell the government that you're laying these people off and explain why. So I think that's part of that process. Sources have said that some of the staff that's reportedly at risk, including many level designers, user research staff, plus UX and narrative writers, have spent the last few years building and training AI tools. Now those AI tools are, quote-unquote, basically replacing the teams, according to a source, with the copyright team completely removing people due to said tools. and this is exactly what voice actors and actors are striking about. And I guess game developers need to be in that same boat as well, because this is just terrible.
It's also a thing. It wasn't King Pacific, but it was an ad from Microsoft in the past couple of weeks. And so they were hiring like graphic developers or some shit like that, and the person they made was clearly AI made because the person was on a computer, like you could see like a side profile of them. But the words, you could see the words that the monitor was, showing on the back of the monitor in the picture.
God.
Because it was entirely AI made, and that stupid, like that yellow tint because of the stupid Ghibli filter it has now. Like, it's
Yeah, it's
AI. There are. I'm trying to phrase this. There are small circumstances where AI can be beneficial, like a PSSR or DLSS. But the overwhelming majority of these companies are trying to use for it should be outlawed, straight up. We are, and the fact that a lot of these data centers that use power these things are just swallowing up water from communities and poisoning the air. Like Memphis is just getting just entirely polluted by a data center. I think the one that powers Twitter. But there's other ones where I've heard stories where water, usage is spiking areas, and residents are paying more because the company uses their data centers storing up a bunch of water. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, no, these things are not sustainable at all. They took up so much energy. They take up so much silicon. Like, it's a bunch of waste. Yep. But unfortunately, our government has thousands of issues right now, so they're not going to do crap. If our government was functioning, this problem would not be happening. But unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. And Microsoft especially has been not shy about expressing their interest in continuing their AI programs. Back in the late 1990s, I mean, they lost the search war with Google, and I think that's been something that they've regretted. If that's a really simplification, but I think that's the best word I can come with. Regretted not winning that war, and so now they're trying to win the AI war. And I mean, there have been reports that said that most of the layoffs were designed so that the company could divert that money to their AI shit. And I mean, this is an example of that. I would not be surprised if Candy Crush becomes 100% AI generated, and that's just the start of Microsoft's ambitions with this kind of shit. Because as long as people are buying it, they don't have any moral obligations to provide a user created, well, not a user created, but a person created product. They can just produce the product however they need to, and as long as people are spending money on it, that's all they care about. So I highly encourage anybody that's watching that plays Candy Crush, that doesn't like AI, this is your off ramp. Stop supporting this. Show them that this is not what is acceptable, and let's fight back using our dollar. It may not mean much, but like King was the whole reason why they bought Activision. Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, and King was the prize gem there, aside Call of Duty. Like, let's make it hard for them to get their money back. Let's show them that this is the wrong way to do this. The only way we can do that is by hitting them in where it hurts, their pocketbooks.
I say we don't use AI to make our thumbnails. We don't use AI to do anything we do, and we're not going to.
No. I pay a monthly subscription to Canva, and go in there and make them myself. And Nick watches. Like, that is what we do. I do think that there are healthy applications for AI, just like Nick said. DLSS is awesome. I think that AI could be extremely good as a learning tool. Like, there's plenty of healthy applications to this technology. It's just that these conniving companies that want to make more money get a hold of it and say, "Oh, think of the possibilities," and then that's when lives start getting ruined, people start getting hurt at the and they keep getting to make
Yeah.
money. So
Yeah, doing PSR, DLSS, these are things humans can't do. We can't brute force a way to upscale. That's what those things those machines are doing. That's fine. That's totally good. It's not taking away a job from anybody. It's making an actual tool easier on developers. They're not losing. No one's losing a job over DLSS and PSSR.
yeah,
People are losing their job over the AI generated art, AI generated movies. All the people are losing jobs over this crap. And one, it doesn't look good. A lot of times you can tell. Most of the time, like 99% of the time, you can tell this crap is AI generated.
yeah,
But the scary part is that 99% of the time is shrinking.
yeah, yeah. Um, Yeah, and also in late May, King announced that former Candy Crush boss Todd Green was set to replace President Tajal Summerstead. In the announcement, the company touted that Candy Crush series has generated $20 billion in revenue and have accrued over 5 billion downloads to date. So this is not a struggling fucking company. This is a company that wants to see the number go up, and instead of creating a quality product that brings people in and keeps and engages them, they want to save money by making a cheap fucking product that they don't have any overhead on, and that never works. It never ever works.
Well, it's late stage capitalism. All these companies, I mean, it's just Microsoft. I mean, there's across different industries are trying to just jack up the price on everything because it's keep growing, even though we've reached a stagnant point in a lot of areas, and it's like you're just not going to grow. And unfortunately, we don't have a government that's going to force them to accept the fact that you're just not going to grow for a minute.
Yeah, what pisses me off most about the gaming industry in particular is gaming is in a better spot than it was. Gaming is in a better spot now than it was in 2019 pre-pandemic. So this is an industry that did experience growth. It was explosive in 2020, 2021, but has stayed above pre-COVID levels. So like the fact that people are complaining is just so beyond me. Because yes, you went up and then you fell, but you still fell at a better spot than where you were. Like, that is still a net gain, you fucking idiots.
Like, again, these CEOs are so stupid because, again, we got to COVID, and it's like, you can't, they for some reason thought that growth level that they were experiencing and the revenue they were getting during 2021 were going to stay forever. Like, people weren't going outside their house. So yeah, you're benefiting from that. People are going back outside now. Like we're going to get hurt from that. People weren't going to stay inside their houses forever, especially now with you destroying work from home stuff all the time. Yeah. So like, these CEOs are they're. If I go any farther, I'm bringing into my stronger political views. That's at the show.
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just stupid, and people's lives get ruined because of it. It's just blatant stupidity. It's blatant. It's blind greed because you're just blind to the actual reality of it. Like it's just wild, and it's so sad, and I really feel for the people at King. I think this is the start of a pretty nasty trend. I can name 5 companies off the top of my head that probably would love to use AI tools. Looking at you, Ubisoft, and it's just terrible. It's just terrible. I think this is a deadly precedent.
There's a reason why Nintendo, despite being way smaller than Microsoft, is still kicking around with their hardware. And we're going to go on a top 10 list with them because they actually care about their games and put soul into their games. And you can feel. We were just talking about Donkey Kong. A lot of Microsoft games don't feel that way. And considering what they're doing now, a lot of the studios they have that I still have soul in them, like Obsidian, I'm worried that they might lose that.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I was just about to say, piggybacking off your point, I think companies like Nintendo are who we have to thank for that settling point above pre-COVID levels. I think a lot of people bought a Switch, a lot of people bought a PlayStation 4 or a PS5, played some really high quality games, and then said, "This is a worthwhile hobby for me." And so I think that's why people have stuck around in the industry, in the ecosystem. I don't think it has anything to do with Microsoft. I think it's PC, Switch, and then PlayStation. People got their hands on some good stuff and then wanted to keep playing similar stuff. I think it's probably why the reason why Nintendo's Switch is the third best-selling console of all time. Because at COVID point, the console had been out for 3 years and still kept growing until just last year. So, you have to thank Nintendo and the high quality of their stuff for helping lead us to this video game boom, where it is more popular than it's ever been. If you look at pre-pandemic levels, and exclude the crazy highs that are
Yeah.
inaccurate.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can't compare everything to COVID. Like, it's just, yeah, that's what they're doing. Oh, we're lost ground on COVID. Well, duh. COVID was the perfect condition for video games.
It
And
was.
we're not in pandemic anymore. So
Well,
it's just a mess.
It's just a mess. And let's move on to another mess. Subnautica 2 is a highly anticipated game. Never played Subnautica 1. I've heard some really great things about it. A lot of people love Subnautica 1. Its developer, Unknown Worlds, got acquired by Krafton, saviors of Tango Gameworks. And there's been some turmoil in the last years. So I'm looking at an Engadget article on the whole mess. So let's give some backstory here. Subnautica 1 released into early access on Steam in 2014. Lots of good feedback, lots of press on it. Officially releasing in 1.0 in 2018. The game just kind of continued to explode from there, releasing on major consoles, all of that jazz. And to the point, PUBG publisher Krafton bought Unknown Worlds in 2021 for $500 million. The acquisition came with a promise of an additional payout worth up to $250 million if Unknown Worlds hit certain performance goals by the end of 2025. And so that bonus payout is the center point of this whole mess that we've got going on now. Friend of the show, Jason Schreier, was the one that broke all of this news. So we'll probably, a lot of his stuff is referenced here in this Engadget article. So in addition to leadership positions that were filled by founders Cleveland and McGuire, CEO, I think it's Ted Gill. Ted Gill, yeah. CEO Ted Gill. They were just ousted from the company in early May, out of nowhere. And that led people to be like, well, what's going on there? That's wild. And then a couple weeks later, Krafton officially delayed the early access launch of Subnautica 2 out of this year into 2026. So further being like, oh boy, what's going on? And then news came out about that $250 million bonus payout. Basically, the thought process is that Krafton has made this decision to push the game back so they didn't have to pay out the bonus, because releasing Subnautica 2 this year would have been a huge boon to those financial goals. And now it's just caused this whole he say she say mess. Krafton alleges that the game was not in a good state to release this year, and a screenshot of a PowerPoint got leaked that basically listed out the reasons why it was not feature complete to release into early access. Krafton confirmed that was indeed a true company memo. The CEO and the two founders allege that Krafton absolutely just didn't want to pay out the bonuses, and that's why they not only let the CEO and the founders go, but that's why they delayed Subnautica 2's release. And it's all been just crazy stuff leading up to this week, where the CEO and founders filed a lawsuit against Krafton for wrongful termination. And it's just a lot. It is just a lot. Yeah, the lawsuit claims that Krafton and Unknown Worlds had a respectful relationship until April 2025, when Gill presented Krafton executives with the studio's positive revenue projections, which were made with the assumption that Subnautica 2 would hit early access in 2025. He also outlined the expected bonus payout under the agreement. When that happened, everything changed, the lawsuit reads. The complaint alleges at this point, Krafton began looking for ways to force out the leaders of Unknown Worlds and delay the launch of Subnautica 2 with the goal of circumventing the bonus payout. Cleveland, Gill, and McGuire argued back and forth with Krafton executives over whether the game was ready for early access, and Krafton eventually pulled all of its resources from the studio. Krafton issued a stop order on Subnautica 2 development, took over Unknown Worlds' communication channels, and in June, it started laying an internal paper trail accusing the founders of abandoning their fiduciary duties, according to the complaint. And then they were all fired on July 1st, and then that's where the rest of us jump into the story. This is just a mess. And I mean, it looks like there's truth on both sides, and that's what makes it like kind of hard, because ultimately the people stuck in the middle are the devs, who were supposed to get 10% of that bonus payout. You know, the fucking CEO and the two founders, they've got millions of dollars in their pockets. They're gonna land just fine. But it's those developers that are caught in the middle of this that just want to put out their art. You know?
Yeah. It's hard to say. I mean, because both cases sound like they have an element of truth to them, but at the same time, they both cannot be true.
Yeah.
So this is a situation where kind of let the court case play out and let the truth come out, because I have no idea.
See, that's the thing, though. I think it is possible for both sides of this to be true. I do think that, you know, I mean, management across the video game industry has been a rough go. So it's very possible that this project was mismanaged, and Krafton, as the publisher, did truly feel like it wasn't ready. And I totally can see a world where one of the reasons why they felt like this couldn't be ready to go was that they didn't want to pay out the bonus payout. Like, I see a world where both sides are 100% right, and it's just a fucking mess to begin with. And these devs can be caught in...
That seems kind of contradictory to me that they both can be right, because especially because the game was allegedly early access going. So it's like, what are these features? Like, oh, it's not feature ready for early access. Well, that's early access. It's not going to be a feature ready.
Yeah,
someone point out. So what exactly is missing here? This seems like a case where it sounds like there's elements of truth on both things. Both things are plausible.
Yeah.
But somebody has the actual evidence of what's going on.
Yeah.
So, but who has the actual evidence at this point? I don't know. And that's where at this point the courts and the lawyers decide. This is this is upper management infighting, though. But still, jeez. Again, for ones, the ones who are getting screwed over the most of these devs. Yeah.
Because not only are they not getting their bonus payout, but they're also not getting to put out their game. Like. And I would have fared to venture that if you talk to any dev at Unknown Worlds, they'd be like, we don't fucking care about the bonus. We just want to get our game out and get it into players' hands. Because that's ultimately like that's what's most important for them. And so to get denied both because your founders and CEO are fighting with your publisher, and both sides have right and wrong elements to them, that's got to be so frustrating. So I feel for everybody at Unknown Worlds, Krafton, leave Tango Gameworks alone.
Yeah.
And I hope that this gets swiftly resolved and the devs are ultimately taken care of. Because I don't really care about the founders and the CEO.
Yeah,
they'll be fine. But yeah,
that's valid.
Just a mess. Just a fucking mess. Terrible, terrible mess. But that concludes our bad news segment. That's it for this week. Thank God. I'm sure that we'll have more Microsoft updates, because that you just can't lay off 9,000 people and not have more shit just come out. So I'm sure that this will not be the last time that we cover both these stories. But let's get to the whole point of this video. Our top 10 Switch 1 exclusives. The rules of this were as follows: no ports, Uh, because that would, I mean, that's not Switch exclusive because it was on something else. I personally tried to stick it to as close to one per franchise in a particular genre as I could. I know that Nick didn't necessarily follow that. I mean, there's multiple Mario games, but they're different Mario games.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nice because you mentioned Mario franchise. Like, there's a lot of Mario games that are gonna be on this list. That's not possible to do one per franchise, and this is not fair.
Well, my thinking was like Mario Odyssey and Mario Wonder. They are the same franchise, but they are completely different. And so is Mario Party, and so is Mario Kart.
And I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Just stick
no
it to
ports.
one Mario named game. That would be hard.
Well, which kind of what you meant. That's why I said no, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was also like there's something else like Mario Odyssey on the Switch, and there's something else like Mario Wonder on the Switch either. So it should be fun because the other ones though, like our Mario 3D World and Mario Brothers U, which are just ports, in which those don't count.
Yeah. I totally forgot about Mario 3D World. That totally. I don't know where that one's just blanked out of my mind. I don't know what the fuck that. Shooey. But yes, so Switch exclusive, had to release exclusively on the Switch. Switch exclusive. I don't think I have any timed exclusive on my list. I know that we briefly talked about that, but I have some honorable mention ones. So
yeah, I didn't see a whole lot of time exclusives on that. I mean, if they were time exclusive, that's one thing. But like they were like Nier Automata doesn't count because that was I guess it was on the Switch, but that came after the other ones. So.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about World Ends, the World End Club as potential, but we both hated that game, so that was never going to make it on this list, anyways.
And
Honestly,
we wanted to do something...
I should take some of those reviews off of my solo channel and put them on here just for people to watch.
That's a bad idea.
As a thought, as an aside thought. But yeah, we'll get into it. We're gonna do this the same way that we do all of our other top 10s. We'll go from 10 to 1. Before we get to 1, we'll talk about some honorable mentions and some other games that you guys should check out on your Switch 2s. Because Switch 1's dead, official, Dunzo.
And also, what's our most disappointing game on the Switch One?
Yeah, if you watch this channel, you know what it is. You know what it is. But we're gonna do a fun thing since this is such a wide thing. There's so many games on Switch One. We're each gonna take a guess at what the other's top game is, and we're gonna do it on the record here in the episode. And so, totally flame us in the comments if we got it wrong. So Nick, what do you think my number 1 is? I'm gonna try real hard not to react.
I think it's gonna be Tears of the Kingdom.
It's a bold guess.
It's one of the two Zeldas. I think it's either Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. But maybe Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know how you feel with one of the two. I think it's one of those two.
Lock in an answer. Definitive. Lock in an answer.
I'm gonna go with Breath of the Wild instead of Tears of the Kingdom, just because Tears of the Kingdom. What makes Tears of the Kingdom is all the All-Trans stuff. And I think why you got the mechanic, I think you were more into Breath of the Wild. So I'm gonna go with Breath of the Wild.
Okay. Your top game on the Switch 1. This is a hard one because you are deeply ingrained with Mario. So I think a good guess would be Mario Odyssey or Mario Wonder. But I'm throwing that all out, and I'm going to say that your favorite game was Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Okay.
Yes.
Lock that in?
Locking that in.
Okay.
Locking that in. I will be supremely disappointed if it was Mario Odyssey and I didn't just take the easy way out. Upsetting. All right. So let's get into it. Do you want to start? You want me to start? What are you feeling?
Since you did the top 1, you finished your top 10 last year. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So
for Game of the Year. Yeah.
So that means this year I'll be finishing. So I guess you go ahead and you go last. So I'll go first.
Okay. Yeah. So number 10.
So my number 10, I'm gonna do the same thing I did for our Game of the Year video, though. I have
Oh,
backgrounds prepared.
I could have grabbed the cases off the wall. I have all the
Oh,
cases.
well, rip.
That's
My
okay.
number 10 is Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
That's a good one. That's a good
I mean, yeah,
one.
it's a good one. I didn't think when I first started thinking this list through that was gonna make it, but
I'm
you
really
know, I mean,
excited
just
for
make
the Switch 2 version. I will. I'm gonna play the whole thing through again.
yeah. But as I started eliminating games, it just kept surviving. I got to the top 10, knew where it was, and it's like that. Wow, that just game's better than I thought it was. It's one of those like weird, almost humble games that you don't really look at and go, "This, won't be a top 10 game." Like, no, actually, it very much is. Like, it's fantastic platforming. They create new Kirby powers. I mean, everything about it, the level design, the bosses. I mean, everything's just rock solid about it.
Yep.
I think, if I'm remember correctly, it's the first 3D platformer ever. So
It's
that
the
must have
first,
been 2D.
it's first 3D Kirby game ever. He's been only in the 2D up until Forgotten Lands, and I loved this game. It was featured heavily in my top 10 for that year. Love that game. Absolutely love that game. My number 10, a little bit of a different, a little bit different from Kirby. Mine's gonna be Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon.
That's a good one.
Bayonetta 3 is not in my top 10 list, but Bayonetta Origins is, and I will explain why. I love Bayonetta. I love Bayonetta 3. But Bayonetta Origins was such a breath of fresh air for this franchise that when I was making this list, I wanted to put Bayonetta 3 on there, but I'm just like, you know what? Bayonetta 3 was pretty by the numbers for Bayonetta as Bayonetta is concerned, which isn't a bad thing because the formula is great. But I just loved the art design for Bayonetta Origins. The puzzles were really solid. The combat, while simple, was still layered enough where it felt like Bayonetta, just with a lighter coat of paint. And to see kind of this origin story of one of my favorite video game characters was really refreshing. And it also was kind of nice because Bayonetta is a character that is largely defined by her sex appeal, and it was kind of really nice to strip all of that away and kind of lift this character up into a different light. And when I was making this list, same thing to you. This game just kept sticking around, and I really love it, and I think that people should check it out. I think it's a great entry point into this franchise, even as an origin story. I don't think that it references the main stuff enough to like you have to play that stuff first, but like this is one that anybody can enjoy. It's really solid. I don't think enough people played it, but they should. It's really good. Really good.
I agree. I'll have more to say about it later because it's on my top 10 too.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. So we won't. I won't continue the conversation just yet. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic game.
Yeah, it's so good. So good. And just super underrated. Super underrated.
All right. My number 9 is the return of a classic. Luigi's Mansion 3. It was a little. I don't know if I would put it over the original. I think the original just pitch perfect. I mean, this one's not even a mansion; it's a hotel, but it uses the concept of the mansion system and the goo thing to such a crazy degree that the puzzles are well designed. The ghosts they use are pretty good. The fact that we have both Mario and Peach now in the story, so I like the fact that we're bringing more Mario characters in this game. I think it's really cool. I kind of wish honestly that they released DLC for it, and so I know they never did. I feel like there's just a lot more to do with this formula. So I'm excited to see what they do. They were brilliant and released this game on Halloween.
Yes.
So
yeah. A little bit of spoiler for my honorable mentions. This was going to be my first honorable mention. Bayonetta Origins beat out this one. I love Luigi's Mansion 3. I think that I agree with you that the first one edges it out. I think just off of atmosphere alone, because I think gameplay wise, Luigi's Mansion 3 is the superior game. But the atmosphere of the first one, I think is just impeccable. I think you lose that a little bit in Luigi's Mansion 2 with like the mission formula. I think you lose it here with the hotel, but yeah, no, the game is fantastic. Puzzles are really, really solid. Boss fights I felt like were pretty solid as well. I do think that the slam makes changes the power dynamic quite significantly into Luigi's favor, but
Luigi's Mansion 1 isn't scary, but it only has a creepier tone for a Mario game, and this one doesn't feel like as creepy. So I wish we, for a 4, we do turn the creepiness a little bit. Obviously, we're not making like a Resident Evil horror game, so we don't want to go that crazy. But
yes,
I still feel like you can make it a little creepy despite being a Mario game.
Here's my pitch for Luigi's Mansion 4. We've done Haunted Hotel, we've done Haunted Mansion. Both of those, those are like cliches. We do a town like Silent Hill.
That's an option. Or if you want to keep like the extravagant theme going, because mansion's extravagant, hotel is pretty extravagant. And I mentioned bringing other characters in. I still don't understand why Daisy's not involved in these games yet. She should be. A cruise ship. I mean, she owns a cruise ship according to the Mario Kart game.
That's a good one too. I thought you were gonna say castle.
No, cruise ship.
I think the cruise ship is genius. I think the cruise ship is genius. Because there's a variety of different places on the cruise ship that you can design your levels around. No, that's genius.
And then granted, you don't really have to it's kind of a tell don't show thing. But since cruise ship's on the water, so there's nowhere for him to go. So you're just stuck out at sea. So you can tell that. So it kind of adds that creepiness, like, oh, no one's coming. It's just Luigi.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that idea quite a lot. Nintendo, we've said this multiple times. You should just hire us. I mean, like, we speak for the gamers. Yes, Luigi Mansion 3 solid, super solid, super solid. My number 9 is Metroid Dread.
Mine's higher. I can tell you that.
Yeah, we all know. We all know. If you've been fans of us for a little while, you would have seen our Metroid Dread video where it looked like for the whole 25-minute runtime that I was shitting on Metroid Dread. I was not. I do love this game. I just wanted more from it. Metroid Fusion is my favorite Metroid game. I literally just did a playthrough on my Switch 2 because I could. Got an under 3-hour time. Felt super fucking cool. Like, yeah. At 62% collecting as well. Like, I don't want to, but like, I know that game pretty well. And so this being a continuation of Fusion literally was like, I mean, we could probably find the footage of me freaking the fuck out about it, but like, as well as you. But I just wanted more from it. I still think it is a fantastic game. I still scored it very highly. It is still a great Metroid game. I just like Fusion sets such a high bar in my mind that Metroid Dread didn't quite hit. And especially when you have the Dread tagline, like when I look at the SAX and the SAX is hunting me in Fusion, that's Dread. Not so much Dread in Metroid Dread. So that was my biggest complaint. Still a super competent, super great Metroidvania. I still love it. The fucking final boss is so cool. And fucking Samus using the Kamehameha was awesome. But if we do return to 2D Metroid and we continue along Fusion and Dread Saga, I want something that gives me that fucking terror that I felt when fucking the SAX looks at the camera when you go down to the lower levels. Like, that's Dread to me. And even at 33, that cutscene played, I still got that familiar chill down my spine going, fuck, God, she gets me every time.
This game's way higher on my list, and also just I do consider this game high in the Metroid Pantheon. But I'll adjust that game. My opinions on when we get to mine, and it will be later.
Yes, Metroid Dread still though, super solid. Love the game. I promise I like the game. That's why I hold it to a higher standard.
It was my game of the year when it came out.
Yes, yeah. I'm currently playing through Zero Mission because I'm just like why not now?
I need to play that too. Actually, that's one of the only ones I haven't played.
Zero Mission is so fucking good.
I know.
So
good. I just keep getting sidetracked. Other games I haven't finished Elden Ring. I keep starting and stopping that game.
Hey, 3 hours in and out. That's how long it takes to beat Zero Mission. 3 hours in and out.
That's fair. Well, we gotta finish Donkey Kong first, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
But to number 8, let's swing it back to what we were talking about earlier. Let's talk more about Bayonetta Origins.
Yes. Yes. Slide over. Slide over. Let everybody see how cute Bayonetta is. Look how cute Cereza is. Look how fucking cute she is.
No, and I agree with you said. You know, I do like the fact that they strip away the.
Here's my Cheshire.
They strip away, you know, adult Bayonetta's more, you know, sensuality or personality, and a lot of the character of Bayonetta are actually shining through this time. Which I do like, and granted, adult Bayonetta's, you know, her sensuality is part of her character.
Yes.
Now I will say I didn't like Bayonetta 3 at all. I think Bayonetta 3 is like borderline bad.
I mean, it definitely is the worst of the 3 for sure.
Yeah, and gameplay wise, it's fine. Like it's more Bayonetta. There are issues I have with it though. Other characters you play, their movesets I don't think feel good, and the story I think is atrocious. But this is the story is actually really nice. It's nice seeing how Bayonetta kind of comes the first contact with her demon. Says like she's always been with Cheshire. And like she wasn't supposed to be, and it kind of the story of how they become friends and things like that. I just think everything they execute in this game is amazing, and the watercolor art style is beautiful. Yes. Honestly, I think there was a couple performance issues on the Switch 1, so I'm kind of curious how it will run on this. Because everything so far has been better. The Switch 2 just without a patch. I don't think it had a frame rate cap, so. I'll check it out maybe in the future, but yeah, no, this is. I don't want to call it the best in the franchise because I think Bayonetta 2 is. I think Bayonetta 2 is just fires on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of disingenuous to call it the best in the franchise.
No, but I think it's second best. I think it's better than 1 and 3. 1's really good, but I think this one, I think the more because the more beautiful art style it has, the more softer story and all the unique things it does puts it over 1, but 2 just executes everything perfectly. So yeah.
I also like now I'm thinking about it a little bit more. I also like how they handle Cereza's grief with her mother in this one versus like how they do it in 1. Like 1, she's like it's this like traumatic thing that like almost holds her back, but like. There's like a level of acceptance. Like there's the grief story arc in this that's just really nice, and it kind of I think honestly kind of tarnishes the legacy of 1 a little bit because 1 told a similar story, but this did it so much better. Yeah.
No, I'm a little sad. Honestly, we haven't seen more of this style. But we haven't seen any of the Bayo franchise since this game. So, I do hope we'll see more of this type of stuff in the future.
Yeah, because that released in 2022, so it's been a while. Don't know really what Sega and Nintendo want to do with Bayonetta. Bayonetta 3 was, to put it lightly, little weird in the ending department. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with the franchise. I hope it's not continuing 3's storyline just yet. I don't think people are ready for that. I think we need a little bit more Cereza. I think it'd be cool to do this formula again. So we have like younger teenager Cereza. I think it'd be kind of cool to see like maybe not a prequel to Bayonetta 1 just yet, but something like where she's like in her young adulthood type thing. I think it'd be kind of cool with this. Still keep the watercolor art style and maybe just kind of change some of the elements, maybe make the combat a little bit more deep and, you know, lighten up on the puzzles a little bit, but still keep this formula and try to tell a story like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Nintendo, hire us. All right. Number 8. My number 8 is another game that you're probably going to put higher on your list. My number 8 is Mario Wonder. So good. I mean, what can you say about Mario Wonder that you haven't said about other Mario games? You're on mushrooms, and I'm not talking about the power shrooms. It's such a like sensory experience. Like, the music's fantastic, the visuals are all over the place, and I think this is the Mario team's creativity on full display. It'll be really interesting to see where they decide to take the 2D franchise after this, because I feel like this is such a like crazy bar to now jump over.
It is.
So it'll be very interesting to see where they go with this. Other than that, like, it's a fucking fabulous time. It's so much fun. They pack so many level gimmicks into this game. It's mind numbing. I really don't know where they will go, because I feel like they've expended everything. Because, like, how do you have a different gimmick every single level across like 60 levels? Like, it's wild.
I think I put out a report. There was ideas that left on the cutting room floor that just didn't make it into the game, and they never released DLC for this game.
Yeah.
So I am kind of hoping that they do kind of, for a while, they kind of Mario Brothers U this thing. This Mario Brothers U is just kind of generic, though. Not Mario Brothers, but you know what I mean, the new Super Mario Brothers formula.
Yeah.
That formula was kind of stale even before when it came out.
Yes.
This offers so much creativity that they can milk this for a while.
Yeah.
So I'll take a wonder too. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely right though. This is higher on my list, so I don't want to say too much about it.
Yeah. So number 8 for you.
Well, Bayonetta was number 8, so this is number 7 for me.
Oh, that's right. You started. That's right.
So
I've lost track of
number.
time.
No, you're good. Number 7 is a crossover no one thought they were ever going to see. It's Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So this is the first one, not the second one. I didn't really. I thought Sparks of Hope wasn't as good as this one, but this one. And you told me when the Switch 1 released, yeah, a Mario game featuring the Raving Rabbids is going to be a phenomenal game, one of the best Switch ever released. And I would have told you that's insane. Nintendo never let those two cross over in the first place.
Yeah.
And they let them cross over and gave Mario a gun.
Yeah.
And it works. It's so dumb. I think why I like this one over the Sparks of Hope, even though it's like kind of apparently a hot take, is in Sparks of Hope, the rabbits actually talk. Like, they have full-on voice acting and stuff like that. They kind of act normal. The rabbits in this are just the rabbits you know.
Yeah.
They're stupid, and they yell, and Mario just kind of has to live with it. And I kind of want that more. I kind of see the Mario characters, like, having to deal with these insane creatures.
Yeah. No, I have, yeah, when I first heard the in Sparks of Hope the talk, I had the same reaction to the felines in Monster Hunter Wilds talking. Like, you shouldn't talk. Shut up.
No. I just want to hear that. That's what I want to hear from a rabbit.
Yeah. Stop, please.
we're talking about a group of creatures that decide to steal junk to use it to build a tower to the moon.
Yeah.
These are not smart creatures.
They should not be allowed to speak.
No. But you know, we love the fact that they look like that. They look like freaking that. That's amazing.
Yeah, Mario plus Rabbids is so good.
It's so good that two universes you think would never collide, and they got Shigeru Miyamoto's blessing to do it.
Yep.
Which is also a tender story, because like when the game was announced, like they announced it at a Ubisoft thing, because the game wasn't even made by Nintendo, it was made by Ubisoft with Nintendo oversight. The director of the game was actually like crying, like in the stands, you know, as Miyamoto was on stage talking about his approval of this project, because he told him like, we're gonna give the reins to our most important character, but we want you to do something with him that we haven't done before. So the fact that they gave him that type of challenge, and Miyamoto said, "Yeah, you passed it."
Yeah,
that has to be like the biggest praise that dev could ever get.
Yeah, literally the only bad thing about this franchise is the fact that it's owned by Ubisoft. Because we've reported on their financial standings that we're probably never going to get another one of these again.
Unfortunately, I mean, unless you know, the Ubisoft needs to sell stuff off, and Nintendo decides we'll just buy the Rabbids, we'll buy that IP.
That's possible. It's possible.
I will care if Nintendo buy the Rabbids.
It's possible. Or Ubisoft makes the better decision of just lending the Rabbids to Nintendo and just raking in the licensing fees. Yeah,
I'm sure an actual Nintendo dev team could do this pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Without a question at all. Absolutely. Oh man, could you imagine if Intelligent Systems, off the back of Fire Emblem, said, "We'll do a Mario Rabbids game."
Oh man, that's sweet.
Permadeath.
The Mario Brothers games aren't that deep, so we're adding intelligent systems deepness to it. Oh,
Permadeath.
oh God,
Rabbit
Mario's
Luigi takes a bullet to the heart, dies.
dead. Luigi dies in Mario's arms.
Everybody stands up, standing ovation. Last of Us 2 level praise.
Oh God, no. That was one at least.
All right, number 7. Number 7 for me is a game that we've already talked about. Number 7 for me was Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I love this game. This game is so good. I think in the year that it came out, it was either my number 3 or number 2 highest rated game of that year. So I just love this game. This game, I've always been a big fan of the Kirby games, dating back to Superstar. I think Kirby is such a fun character. You know, these games never require too much skill or too much precision or anything like that. They're just unadulterated fun, and this game is just that, cranked up to 11. The different forms that Kirby can take are fun. With like sucking up the car or sucking up the vending machine. I'm very excited for the Switch 2 port to get to play more of this game. It's just fun. I say it every single year. You know, I feel like a lot of the fun is being taken out of video games as they become this prestigious art form, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Like, without that, we wouldn't have Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And that game is fun in the sense of, like, I enjoy playing it, but it isn't joyful. It isn't, you know, it's not slapping a smile on my face, aside from, like, some comedic moments here and there. But, like, when I play things like Donkey Kong or Ratchet and Clank or Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I'm just smiling because it's a gleeful and joyful experience. And Kirby has always been that in my mind. So this is just the latest evolution for Kirby, and it's a great one. They absolutely nailed the transition into 3D, and I love this game. It's a fabulous game.
Yeah, you mentioned the Switch 2 port's happening soon, so I'm curious what exactly. Yeah, they're adding new stuff, so I'll probably pick that up because like more of this game sounds good to me. It's adding all new stuff to the Switch 2 version.
Yeah, so, there's like a whole new world and stuff like that. So
yeah, and I'm certain they'll make an actual like sequel to it on Switch 2. Which, getting the extra juice out of Switch 2, what they can be able to do with it will be. I look forward to that.
Masahiro Sakurai is working on Kirby Air Rider, so you just stay with Kirby. Just do another one with Hal. Just do another one. It's fine.
Alrighty. You ready for number 6?
Number 6.
Number 6 is my argument for the best Pokemon game ever made. Pokemon Legends Arceus.
This one is higher on my list.
That's understandable. It's got some performance issues, certainly, and I'm curious how it runs on Switch 2. But this game plays and feels so good to play. I never played the original Pokemon games, but I would imagine the feeling people got playing this is almost sort of that original feeling, of just going out on an adventure and like, oh, I can now just catch them myself. And just the environments it does that, the formula does it, the way it actually toyed with the combat system in the game. Hell, the fights were in the world itself, knowing that thing, it just happens. This is really what I want to see from the mainline. I don't know if the mainline will ever go this full direction. We have Legends ZA coming soon. But I do love this formula. I love the Pokemon, collect all the Pokédex thing. I thought the story was interesting. The character, I don't know. There's just so much I think this game gets right. The only negative is it has a slight performance issue, but again, the Switch 2 should remedy that pretty quickly.
I will leave most of my opinions for when I talk about Legends Arceus here in a few entries. But yes, I love this game. It was a toss-up between this one and Pokemon Sword and Shield. And while I do like Sword and Shield, I am a defender of Sword and Shield. I think that this was the strongest Pokemon outing on the Switch. Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons why I am hopeful for Z to A after Scarlet and Violet. since it's sharing the Pokemon Legends moniker. But we will see. But regardless of that, this one is super solid. I have wanted to go back and jump back in and play some more of it before Z-Day comes out, but we'll see if I have time for that.
True.
All right. If you've noticed, there haven't been a whole lot of RPGs in my list so far. We need
Number
to
6 is our first one.
we need to rectify that. So number 6 for me is Xenoblade 2: Torn in the Golden Country. Not Xenoblade 2, Torn in the Golden Country. I love Xenoblade. Xenoblade is super good. My first experience with it was several attempts to play Xenoblade 1 on my 3DS. I never got very far. Picked up Xenoblade 2, played through it, loved the story, and then I've been a Xenoblade fan ever since. But Xenoblade 2, I think, is the worst, the weakest in the franchise. Still good, but the weakest. Torn in the Golden Country is a prequel to Xenoblade 2, and it is phenomenal. They changed up the gameplay to make it a lot more streamlined and a lot more engaging. The story is like 20 times better than Xenoblade 2, and it's just all around a fantastic RPG on the Switch One. I've said this before and I'll say it again, there's no excuse for Scarlet and Violet because Xenoblade has done open world at 30 frames per second and made these absolutely visually striking worlds wrapped with realistic looking characters, wrapped in a fucking deluge of a fantastic story. And this one was a lot more grounded than the story of Xenoblade 1 and 2, where we have all these like extra dimensional stuff. This one was very self-contained into the prequel of Xenoblade 2, and that made the story a lot tighter, a lot better in my opinion. It's just a fantastic game. It's also a fantastic entry point into the franchise, being a lot more engaging than Xenoblade 2's combat or Xenoblade 1's combat. But yeah, no, Xenoblade Torn in the Golden Country, super solid. Cannot recommend it enough. It's also not full price. It's only like $40 since it was an expansion. So, you know.
I totally forgot about the Xenoblade game, so now I really regret my Breath of the Wild pick for you. Now I don't think it. Now that I remember it, I don't think it's Breath of the Wild anymore. I think I know it. I think I know what it is now.
Fucking loser.
But I completely spaced the Xenoblade games. I didn't play any of them, so none of these games are those games are on my list. Yes. Because of that, I totally spaced it. I have a feeling I think it's 3 now, but I can't take it back now.
Fallen into my trap.
God damn it!
You activated my trap card, Yugi.
Unless I'm still right, but I don't think I am now. I'm kicking myself on that one.
Halfway point.
All right, we're in the top 5 now. And set number 5, one of the greatest Mario games ever made, Mario Odyssey.
Well, we can do a joint one on this one because number 5 is also Mario Odyssey for me.
So Mario Odyssey then.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, I mean, like, this game is easily probably one of the best 3D Mario platformers ever created.
Yes.
Like,
it is the best.
It
is the best 3D Mario. I could see an argument being made for Galaxy. I think that this game is so much better than Galaxy. I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna give a slight edge to Galaxy personally. I like the space motif of that. But damn, does this game make it hard? Like, make it just like it is scraping against it.
Here's my argument for why it's better than Galaxy. I think this game truly feels like an adventure because of how varied the environments are, but how they all seem connected as well. So that's like point 1 for Mario Odyssey. Also, number 2, I like how the structure of the game set up. If I find a moon, I get to keep adventuring. I don't have to fucking go back out and then go back in and all of that stuff. This is to me, this is everything I love about 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. All of the knowledge gained there combined to make the best game possible, and in my opinion, I think they did. Like I said about Kirby, this is just a joyful and gleeful experience from start to finish.
Oh yeah, no, I said before when we're talking about Odyssey, but to other people, like they crafted joy literally at every moment of the game. Like you're just smiling from start to finish. This is what, and it's what Mario should be. I mean, there's the moment, you know, when you're in New Donk City. I mean, the jump up superstar moment. I mean, that's just one of the most greatest moments of video game history right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just honestly, I'm a little sad that we never had DLC for this game or a sequel yet.
Yeah.
Like, and clearly we talked about Donkey Kong earlier. That team who made this can move on to that, and they still got that magic touch. But I still want to see more of this. I mean, the Mushroom Kingdom, the whole world of Mario is such an interesting world because we can just do almost whatever we want.
Yeah.
So I would like to see other places in the Mario world. I know there's other places we can go.
Yeah, I mean, we could go to Bean Kingdom, Sarassalassa Land, both of which not in this game.
I would love to revisit areas, you know, like RPG worlds, but you know, bring back Sarassalassa Land, but Bean Kingdom from Mario RPG. Maybe go back to Rogueport as a paper game, even though, but that would be sweet.
Yeah.
There is cool ideas that we could do. The Mario universe is so vast. I would love to bring in more characters from it, like. Want to have Wario show up or Daisy show up, other Donkey Kong. Let's have other characters show up. Just why not? This would be fun.
Yeah. There's still so much that you can do. Like I said about Mario Wonder, like that was this team's full creative display on like full creative force on display. The same thing is said here, but I just can't make that same statement because Donkey Kong is also like wildly creative. So yeah, no, I mean the jump up song moment, I think that is like one of the most iconic moments in modern video gaming. Every single enemy that you can turn into with your cap was always so much fun.
We haven't talked about this thing yet, Cappy. Like power-ups are always been a thing of Mario. So the fact they went, what if we just made everything a power-up? Like and the fact that actually like it works, and there's so many things you can do in the environment with just turning anything to a power-up.
Yes,
is insane. Like the fact that you can turn into a Goomba. It has environmental puzzles for you to be a Goomba.
Yeah, like, and I think too, like a lot of people call out Donkey Kong 64 as the death of the the death of the collectathon platformer. Fucking, there's 1,000 moons in Super Mario Odyssey, and all of them are a joy to get. So no, the collectathon platformer still very much alive.
The collectathon platformer is alive and well. Like Donkey Kong's collectathon, the new Donkey Kong anyway, Bonanza. Well, Odyssey's collectathon, Astrobot is a collectathon.
Yeah, like this is the golden age for collectathons, and I think it really is spearheaded by Mario Odyssey. And I'm in the same boat as you. I need another one. It's so much fun. And the fact that this came out in the launch year of Super Mario of the Switch One, like launch year title, and we're talking about it, fucking 8 years later, clamoring for another one. Like, where's Mario Odyssey 2? Like,
I agree.
Take me to the Bean Kingdom. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, this is both our 5, so let's move on to 4 now.
Yep.
My number 4 is something you already talked about. Super Mario Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So Mario Odyssey and Mario Wonder were like this. They were. I went back and forth like, which one do I put higher? Because even one's 3D, one's a 2D, and they both are doing the same thing for their respective genre. I was just like making it so creative and just like, how do you even think of doing this? I think I give the edge to Wonder in the end though, just because like the 3D Mario games weren't really struggling. Like the Galaxy games are great.
Yeah.
So it was an evolution, but like we were expecting greatness. The Wonder came in off the back of the new Super Bros. Game, which were stale.
Yeah.
So it had a lot more, it had to turn the ship around, versus Mario Odyssey didn't have to do that.
That's true.
So Wonder doing that in the way it did was amazing, because like this game is so much fun. Again, same idea. It's a joy from start to finish. You're smiling from start to finish. And some of the crap you see, like that little flower over there, does some whack crap. Like we don't see like the opening. If you see the opening trailer where like the pipes are doing weird things like that, like okay, that's one. The second level, it's a freaking like piranha plant singing and marching, and like what the heck is this?
I love that fucking level so much.
It's insane. But the fact that there's so many levels in the game, and it's a new idea almost every time. Like there's a couple repeats, but like barely. it's crazy. Like the only negative I could say about it is that I wish there were more bosses in the game. Like
Yeah,
most of the bosses are just Bowser Jr.
I think all of
So
them are except for Bowser is Bowser Jr.
yeah, yeah. So that's the only thing. I wish that you do a bit more with the creativity of the boss fights, but you have because you have these things, but like super fun. You have multiple characters play. Obviously Mario, Peach. The fact that Daisy's finally a playable character. Like I've wanted that for literally years, decades, and finally, boom, playable character. And man, like I literally played the entire game as her. I think I played like a couple of those Luigi, but like I was so excited for Daisy to be in this game.
Yeah.
Just a dream
Yes.
Mario game.
Yes. It is very good. This is very, very good. Very, very good. I think I just like 3D Mario games better for me personally.
That's fair. As I said, I mean, these two. I don't have a preference for one of the two. I think they're both equal and they're done right. I mean, again, Odyssey 5, Wonder 4,
Yeah.
like they were next to it, neck and neck.
Yeah. For sure.
Mario doesn't know what he's doing.
Yes.
They just know what they're doing. That plumber.
Luckily for them, because if not, I feel like the whole Nintendo House of Cards would collapse. So,
Oh yeah, but I mean, there's a reason this plumber has been going strong for 40 years.
yes. All right, my number 4 is a game we've already talked about, Legends Arceus. I love Pokemon. I've not made that a very big secret. Fucking love Pokemon. It was my very first game that I owned. Pokemon Red was. I love Pokemon. To your point about like this being the Pokemon games people wanted, absolutely. Like being able to run around, hide in grass, wait for your opportunity to catch Pokemon, has been what every Pokemon fan has dreamt of. I won't say that this game doesn't have problems or isn't perfect. There is some performance issues. I wish there was more battling. Like that's what we're here for. This is fucking battling. As well as the adventure, but I think the things that this game does right make up for all of that. The adventure is very, very fun. The semi-open world style, I think, really works for Pokemon, especially because the open world formula has been proven that it doesn't, at least in the current form. Fucking Legends Arceus gaslit me so hard into believing that Scarlet and Violet were going to be fucking amazing. And so that's points against it. Yeah, no, I mean, Sinnoh is my least favorite generation from Pokemon, and this game kind of made me appreciate Sinnoh/Hisui a little bit more, which I think is a huge testament to the atmosphere and the storytelling in it. And like I said, I have hope for Z to A being good because it has the Legends name. If this was Gen 10 that we were talking about coming out in a few months, I'd be a lot more hesitant after Scarlet and Violet. But since this is another Legends game, I'm willing to listen to what the Pokemon Company is spouting out, because Arceus is still held on such a high pedestal for me. So very, very good.
So considering ZA is going to release on the Switch 2, hopefully there's a better chance of it not having performance issues that Scarlet and Violet had, let alone or even little Arceus had. So.
Yeah, I'm less worried about performance issues and more just worried about overall gameplay
Quality.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's because now it's an action RPG out of nowhere. So this could be cool. This could be fucking terrible.
Yep. Nope. I agree. So fingers crossed for ZA. Fingers crossed.
They're bringing back Mega Evolution, so double finger crossed. That's good because I love Mega Evolutions.
All right, you ready for number 3 then?
Yeah, let's get it.
Oh, we already talked about this one before, but now it's my turn to talk about it. Let's go talk about Subnautica some more.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to praise this game. I'm about to... yeah, so I don't feel the same way you do about Fusion and Dread. I think Dread is on par with Super. I love this game. I don't like. I understand the point you made about the ZAX and how I think the aura it gives is more terrifying than the Emmys. But I think from a gameplay, the Emmys are more terrifying. Simply because at the end of the day, in the SAX and Fusion is scripted.
That's true.
So it is scary, whereas the Emmys are not. So you actually have to think them. So from an online standpoint, yes, that's terrifying. But I'd rather have the actual gameplay where the AI actually outsmart it instead of just run away.
For sure.
So, uh, but also I'm not saying Fusion's a bad game. I'm looking at a reverse situation here. You talk about Dread, like I do love this game. Like I do love Fusion. I do love Fusion. Fusion's a bit more linear than I would like for a Metroid game.
Yeah.
A little more Prime 3. Dread, I think hits that sweet spot. I say it's on par with Super. This game is. This game is phenomenal, and there's a reason I gave it Game of the Year. I didn't just give it Game of the Year because it's I love Metroid, but it earned it. It's one of the best Metroid games. This is a franchise that barely has any misses except for one, which you don't talk about. But again, I hope Mercury's team gets another crack at this franchise because they clearly know what they're doing. Because the remake they made for 3DS is really good,
Yes.
and then Dread is phenomenal. So no, I love this game. I'm so excited for Prime 4. I mean, I'm taking time off work for when Prime 4 comes out. I love this franchise, and I'm so glad it's off ice now.
Yes. I don't know if Mercury Steam's gonna get another crack though, because they released a game this year that didn't do too hot. So hopefully they do. But
Well, you know what? If because they're not owned by Nintendo, but Nintendo doesn't buy it a whole lot. If they're struggling, you know what? Coming in full Nintendo, you're the Metro team. You're the Metro 2D team now. Congrats. It's stable.
Yes. Again, I'm not saying Metroid Dread's a bad game. I like Metroid Dread. I expected more from it. Fucking, you slap her in the fusion suit, and like I have a certain expectation.
How you feel about Fuchsia is how I feel about Dread and vice versa.
Yeah, I guess so. Thus continuing the arc on we never agree on anything.
We disagreed on 5 like 2 days ago. We more obviously at 5.
It wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. I regret my choice. Torna's now number 5. All right. Well, in order to make you feel worse about your other decisions in this video, my number 3 is Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, I know what number 1 is.
So the scenario that you described at the very beginning is 100% accurate on who was going to go here. I think that overall, Tears of the Kingdom is the stronger game. Breath of the Wild, I think, is special because it was the first. It set the tone. I think, honestly, it has better atmosphere than the second one. But there was a certain level of ludonarrative dissonance in the first one where they're like, you need to go stop Ganon. You can do it now. And then you're like, well, I'm not gonna. And then you just, like, fuck off. And so I think they built the fact that the player is going to fuck off and do whatever they want a little bit better into the narrative into Tears of the Kingdom by giving you lots of stuff that allow you to, to travel around. The Ultra Hand stuff is bonkers, and I still can't believe they got it working on Switch 1. The Underground is a really cool but frustrating idea. I think the gameplay in Tears of the Kingdom is better. The final boss is way better. Ganondorf is so terrifying, and that just is awesome to see. Because I feel like he hasn't been that way since Wind Waker. Maybe Twilight Princess, you can argue, but I don't really like Twilight Princess, so whatever. But yeah, no, I toiled away at trying to figure out which one of these games that I think deserved it. I think personally I like Breath of the Wild more because I think it's just more special, but the better game is Tears of the Kingdom. The fact that they allow the player to... So Breath of the Wild was a near perfect game that allowed the player to do whatever they wanted and solve puzzles however they wanted. And Nintendo saw that and goes, I ain't even started yet, and produced a second near perfect game that gave even more limitless choiceless to a already limitless choiceless game. And that's just wild to me, and I think it does deserve to be appreciated here. So yeah, my number 3 is Tears of the Kingdom. I truly do love this game. I have the upgrade pack for Switch 2, and that's awesome that the Ultra Hand no longer makes the game freak out. But yeah, I'm very excited. I hope that we return to a more linear Zelda just as like a break from this open world style. But I hope after that, like I want like a like a more traditional 3D Zelda, and then I want to go back to this open world. I do think there's still plenty of ideas to explore, but to have two massively dense games back to back is a lot for a franchise, so I think we should scale back and then jump back into the dense stuff. But no, Tears of the Kingdom is fabulous.
I wasn't too fond of the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom formula personally. I do prefer the old school. I didn't rank it, which we'll do an honorable mention for it in a bit. But I do prefer it. But I do appreciate what these games have done. Like I respect it. And the fact that Tears of the Kingdom, I saw a literally fire shooting dick robot thing in a Zelda game. I was like, what the frick? Like the fact that it's having a thing in a Zelda game is like, what the hell? What are we doing here?
The dankest timeline, dog. The dankest timeline.
Like,
and now that has been enhanced with the Switch 2 version now, allowing you to save your blueprints, and so people can download your blueprints, so everybody can have a fire-breathing dick robot.
Oh God, it's insane. Like it's so crazy to me. Like that the creativity that's displayed in this game is so good.
Yeah.
My mind doesn't work that way, so it just didn't fully click with me.
Yeah.
But I inspired this game for Breath of the Wild did inspire. I mean, went on to inspire Elden Ring and other big games of that nature. So it's like
Genshin
this game
Impact and all sorts of shit.
So this game will have a storied legacy for a long time to come. I think you're right though, because I think the director has said they're going to move away from this formula for a bit. So who knows if they come back to it? But I do think I would like a normal 3D, more traditional 3D Zelda at this point, just have a little bit of a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
And it's because that's what I prefer. But as I said, I do respect what these games have done.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Number 2, you ready?
Number 2.
This one, I could have made the argument for number 1, but I didn't want to put it at number 1 because, like, really. But probably one of the biggest games out there. Good old Super Smash Bros. I mean,
this one was an honorable mention for me, but yes.
Look at these characters. Like that's the goal of the game.
Yep.
Look at these fucking characters.
Yep. Look at that one, bottom right hand corner. Look at that one. Look at that one. Fucking, how did this happen? How did this happen?
I get it. Well, apparently, it wasn't really Disney's cause problem. What's this with Nomura? He wants to make all this Kingdom Hearts.
And Masahiro's like, I just want. It's just a fighting game, bro. It's just a fighting game, bro.
I just want him to fight Steve. I mean, I think what's crazy about Smash Brothers, I generally think this game had the greatest like marketing campaign in the history of video games. Period.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, it did.
I mean, every single trailer just hit the way it perfectly. I mean, so the fact the first trailer is everyone is here.
Yeah.
Like, in the way, I don't mean just in the way like, oh, that's a cool thing. The way it built to it is magnificent. Because it starts off with more like, okay, yeah, we're starting with our normal characters. And then it goes to ice climbers are back. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because like we knew we couldn't work on the 3DS. So then we back for this new one. That makes sense. I get it. And then it goes to Ryu. Like, oh, a third party. Okay, cool. I didn't expect that. And then you see Cloud. You're just like, what? Square's cooperating in the base? How? They're kind of dickish about his DLC characters like that. And then where is he on this? I don't know where he is on this list. Somewhere around here.
Snake, you're right Snake, right?
Right there. That little guy shows up again, and everyone loses their shit.
Yeah.
Because that was the impossible character. Because Konami was at a time was not cooperating with anyone. They were making games. They were doing pachinko machines. And he comes back, and I was like, oh my gosh, and dude, that everyone is here. I was like, what the fuck? And the fact that after they did the everyone is here, the next character they show is this guy. It's Pichu. Going, no, really. Everybody.
Every single fucking character. That marketing campaign was wild. I think one of the fondest moments of our friendship personally was sitting in our store watching that get announced, and then a month on launch night, because it was the same night as the Game Awards. On launch night, we're at our midnight, and they reveal Persona Joker coming. You and I hug each other, jumping up and down. The whole store erupts. Like, this game is truly special, and I think the biggest downside about it is like it can't be done again.
It can't. This I don't know. It gets. Here's the thing. They're gonna make Smash 6. There's too much money on the table. This is the third highest selling game on the Switch.
Yep.
Like there's just too much money to leave it behind. But how do you top this?
Yeah.
This is Sakurai's magnum opus.
Yep.
Like you can't top it. Like you can tell the love that's put in this game. I mean, we go to where is he at? I can't do it, but Terry, we're right there. Terry Bogard.
Yep.
You watch that trailer for him in the ensuing like presentation that Terry talk about because Joker's our first DLC character, so Terry was like a fourth. You could tell, like other characters, like Joker respected it. He respected, Joker much way in the game. Like the main design is very similar to Persona 5's. Very much inspired. Banjo-Kazooie being in the game though is like he knew people who play the game want Banjo-Kazooie. That's why Sora's in the game too, because he said that was the most requested character. But Terry was his pick.
Yeah.
You can 100% tell that Terry was his pick. But you could just tell, like, it's the longest like presentation for a character by far. But you just tell the love he had for that character, and that love still permeates throughout this entire roster.
Yeah.
Again, the fact that Sora is here isn't crazy. Minecraft Steve.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Like this is one of the most insane fighting games ever made.
Yeah.
And I have some issues with it competitively. Like, yes, it's not really built for a competitive purpose. It's a party game. But even still being a party game, it's just so much fun. You can do so many crazy things with your friends.
Yeah.
Like it is one of the greatest nights. I've had many nights where we stay up late and we play a mode where we call it Iron Man. We start at Mario and you work your way down the roster.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, it's. I think again, like I said, I think the worst thing about this game is it straight up just can never happen again. This was everything landed perfectly situation, and it just won't be replicated. The next Smash Bros will either have to pick a standard roster and then introduce new DLC characters, or B, they just reboot. They hit the reset button. They choose like new rosters. Obviously, characters like Link and Mario and Pikachu will be staples, but like they choose a new roster to keep the game feeling new. Versus this, because like you can't do this again. You cannot do this again. Like you're exactly right. This is Masahiro Sakurai's magnum opus.
Like I genuinely don't know how they pulled it off. Especially like, okay, getting Sonic one, like Sonic's kind of an honorary Nintendo character at this point, so getting him back's nothing. Like, honestly, I feel like even in a reboot scenario, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Snake's not ever coming back. I don't think he's ever coming back. I think he's done.
No. Snake's not coming back. I don't think Ryu, Ken, Cloud.
I think Ryu and Ken could. Capcom's usually pretty generous.
Yeah, they could.
But Cloud, no, he's done.
Yeah,
he's done. He's not coming back.
Same with Sephiroth. Same with Sora.
Mm-hmm. Steve, I don't think Steve's coming back, especially after the headache he was for developing. He's not coming back.
Yeah, he's not coming back. Banjo, I think, will come back. I think.
Yeah, Microsoft not doing anything with him.
And yeah, none of the Square characters are coming back. I think Sega and Nintendo have a close enough relationship where any Persona characters could come back.
I don't think we joke, right?
It wouldn't be Joker. It'd be whatever the next one is, or maybe maybe 4's pro tag, since that's like the next game coming out, or maybe 3's pro tag.
Yeah, Terry could see going back just because like SNK is pretty good about letting him out.
Yeah. I think the Konami's making games again, so I don't think Snake might not happen again, but the Castlevania characters, Richter and Simon, potentially, but Konami could just be like, yeah, no more of this. Fuck this. Like, it very well could just go back to Nintendo-only all-star characters. Like, Wolf won't come back, I don't think. I think it'd probably just be Star Fox and maybe Falco. If Star Fox at all. Honestly.
I mean, Byleth ain't coming back.
Yeah, probably not. If they pick a Fire Emblem rep, it'd probably just be Marth.
Who knows? We're speculating, but the thing is, who we don't know at the end of the day, because I mean, like, again, everything about this one went perfectly, and who knows what will decide to do, because they can't. The weird thing is, the bar was set so high and it's so impossible to beat it. They're kind of free to just do whatever, because like They know you can't top what happened last time.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. All right, my number 2 to crush your further dreams. My number 2 is Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Okay, so I have no idea what number 1 is now.
Fabulous.
Well,
fabulous. My number 1. My number 2.
My guess was Breath of the Wild. So specifically, so maybe it can still be it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I doubt it at this point.
Yeah, my number 2 is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So all the things I said about Torn in the Golden Country, yeah, fuck all that. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the best Xenoblade Chronicles game. Deeply personal story that's wrapped in the other two's narrative, like overarching narrative. The gameplay is the best that the series has ever been. You've heard me when I talked about Metaphor, fucking class systems rock. This one has a class system and it's super fucking cool. I love all the characters. Again, this is the biggest excuse why Scarlet and Violet suck, because like this game looks beautiful. There's 7 playable characters on the screen at all times doing all sorts of crazy anime shit, and the game runs at a lock 30 frames in an open world. Like technically this game should not work on Switch, but it does. Noah and Mio, I'm looking at their fucking amiibos right there. They sit on my desk because I love this game so much, versus the rest of my amiibo collection. I mean, Pyra and Mithra are also here, but that's because they're Pyra and Mithra. But yeah, Noah and Mia are super cool protagonists that I feel for their story like deeply. This game is just so good. So good. And it's like the perfection of the Xenoblade formula. I don't know where the Xenoblade series will go after this. I think just like Xenosaga ended that thing, I think Xenoblade Chronicles is probably done and we're going to move on to another Xeno franchise. And if that's the case, what a swan song. This game is like near perfect RPG perfection. Like it is one of my top 10 JRPGs ever. Like, do I hold it as high esteem as Persona 5 Royal or Final Fantasy 9? No. Do I hold it in that like second tier? Absolutely. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is so good. I think it's another good entry point into the franchise because its gameplay is like 2 and 1 have a very similar gameplay. Well, they all do, but like 2 and 1s are closer together. Torn is its own thing because you like the switching mechanic, and then 3 is its own thing with the class system and everything like that. But they're all 3 very engaging RPGs. All 4 of them are very engaging RPGs, but like most so with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It was my game of the year when it came out, and that's why it is at the top of this, near the top of this list, only being edged out by one other similarly tiered game. But I love Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and if it wasn't such a fucking long game, I would love to do another playthrough on my Switch too. But it's such a long game. But yes, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, go play it, go buy it. The series needs way more love than it gets.
I probably should check it out at one point. Give them another shot. I tried Xenoblade Chronicles 1, it didn't click with it, so maybe I can try 3 and see what clicks with it better.
I think 3 will be a lot easier to click with because there's more engaging elements there. The class system is also really well designed. And I think the cast of characters is also the best too, which will help a ton. I think Shulk and Rex are both really awesome protagonists in their own right, but for Noah in particular is like really grounded, and Mio as the secondary protagonist, like they are a duo that just is so compelling.
I mean, I've heard nothing but praise since the game came out, so
yeah,
definitely want to check it out. Hopefully, maybe we'll check it out one day. We'll see.
It's a long one.
All right,
we'll have to have a down year.
and that ain't this year. That definitely isn't this year. This year is not a down year.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Do you want to do honorable mentions first? Well, you do honorable mentions first, then we do the worst.
We'll do honorable mentions. Well, I mean, 2 of mine were Luigi's Mansion and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so which we've already discussed. So, Mario Party Superstars is one of my honorable mentions.
That's one of mine too.
I picked Superstars specifically because it called back to the N64 era Mario Party, which in my opinion is just iconic. We played it on the we played it on our channels multiple times, and it had a blast. I love Super Mario Superstars, well, Mario Party Superstars. Mario Party Jamboree is very good, but like Superstars just hits that nostalgia note with me. They improved on those games and on those levels and the game as a whole, and especially after Super Mario Party, like, thank God Mario Party's back.
Yeah, I haven't played Jamboree. Yeah, I should play Jamboree. I heard it's good. But yeah, Superstar, I had Superstar my HMs too. Really, really good, really solid. Oh my god, my party's back to normal. Um, Another one I had on my HMs, which I'm surprised you haven't mentioned yet either. It could be on yours. As soon as I say it, probably immediately goes into yours. Astral Chain.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot about Astral Chain. Fucking Christ, yeah. Yeah, Astral Chain's great. Yeah, honorable mention for Astral Chain for sure. I totally fucking forgot about Astral Chain. Platinum Games been on a little bit of a downturn the last few years. Like, I fucking forgot. Astral Chain kicks ass. I want to go play some Astral Chain.
Yeah, so yeah, we HM. So yeah, no, it's super solid. As Liz said, we got a sequel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to see more from it. I hope maybe we'll get to see it in the Switch 2 era. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, it's a very unique system they created because you're controlling two things.
Yeah.
But they make it work.
Yeah, they make it work. It's super engaging. It had that cyberpunk art style before that we had cyberpunk. So it was really unique when it released in 2019. Yeah, no, Astral Chain's great. I totally fucking forgot about Astral Chain. I literally finished it in line at a merch shop in Philadelphia during the Overwatch League Grand Finals weekend because I went out to Philadelphia for that. I literally was in line at a merch shop when I finished Astral Chain. So yeah, no, I fucking forgot about Astral Chain. Astral Chain's so good. My next honorable mention is I just totally lost my fucking train of thought because I didn't have my honorable mentions written down. Do another one. I totally forgot my train of thought.
So no one I was going to talk about. This is kind of a port, but it also took on a life of its own on the Switch. Was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Like it was a port, but it took on it had all the DLC from the Wii U version already installed, and then it got its own DLC, which I mean just added way more characters, a lot more tracks. So like it definitely took on a life of its own on the Switch, and it got the second life it deserved because the Wii U, while it was the best selling game on the Wii U, I believe, it was also couldn't get the hype because the Wii U was also just not selling. So it finally came into its own deserved right on the Switch.
Yeah, and I mean, like nearly half of the people that own a Switch bought Mario Kart 8. Like that's how much it sold. And so yeah, I know I agree with that. Mario Kart 8 is awesome. I remembered what I was going to say now. My next honorable mention, even though it wasn't that great, I still think that it deserves to be praised. Is Fire Emblem Engage. A lot of things went wrong with it, mind you, but it was a pretty good celebration of the Fire Emblem genre. I call it out because we would not be here without Fire Emblem Awakening and stuff. Changing the tides for Fire Emblem because it was about to not be released into the West, and they took a chance on Awakening, and it struck gold. So to be able to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Fire Emblem here in the United States is a big deal. So even though Fire Emblem Engage not the best Fire Emblem on the Switch, still very, very good.
Yeah, no, that's not bad. There's another one I wanted to mention, Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite's pretty good. I like Pokemon Unite. League of Legends clone, but with Pokemon. I do think that the game has kind of taken a turn for the worse in terms of like it's way over monetized. I literally played a little bit on my Switch 2 the other day. It's way over monetized, but it's still super fun. Super fun MOBA. I think it's cool that it's still getting a big spotlight with the Pokemon Company in particular. At their World Championships, Pokemon Unite is still at one of the events listed, so that is super great to see.
Do you have any more honorable mentions? I have like one or two more.
You can go again. Okay. I had one more. I'm trying to remember what it was.
The one I'll mention is this one's kind of a one. I'm since I'm cheating. Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So this one just came out. I'm actually playing it on my Switch 2. It is technically a Switch 1 game though. It has some performance issues on Switch 1, which it doesn't have on this. So it does feel more better playing on a Switch 2, but it's almost any Switch game. But regardless, it's still the same game on the two systems. Echoes of Wisdom has the creativity I am looking for in a Zelda game. Like it was not. It's not as really open and just insane like as Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild is. But so it has a traditional formula. But the creativity you can get with just like I can just plot things anywhere and see what happens. I think is really cool. I really enjoy how it uses systems for that type of stuff. I hope we see more of that in that style. I do really like Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah. I remembered the one I was gonna say earlier. Fucking Christ. Splatoon 3, man. Splatoon 3. I have always loved the Splatoon games. I do think that they have gotten a little stale, so I'm hoping that if there's a new entry on the Switch 2, we'll get some revitalization, because for 3 Splatoons, you're using the same fucking guns and stuff like that. But these campaigns in particular have always been super fun, kind of like a puzzle shooter platformer type thing going on in the campaigns. And this one was an open world style campaign a little bit, where you got to freely take on levels as you choose and stuff like that. So Splatoon 3, super cool. I get a lot of Splatoon 3 DNA in some of like the menus and stuff for Donkey Kong, and some like kind of the music is very like punky and kind of Splatoon-esque. So yeah, Splatoon 3 definitely deserves an honorable mention. I do still love that game. I think we need a little bit of a revamp there.
Yeah.
And then another one that I just fucking remembered as I was looking through here, because there's so many fucking games on the Switch. There's so many great ones on the Switch as well. But oh no, I fucking lost it. Go again while I get myself under. I got it. Never mind. Arms, so fun.
Yeah, Arms is fun. I like Arms.
I think the best showcase of motion controls pretty much ever.
Yeah, the bar wasn't high for that, but yeah. I have one more, and we'll end it on that one.
Yeah.
Unless you had another one.
No.
This is kind of a direct port. It is technically a remake, but it is kind of poor for how much they did. The Paper Mario 1,000-Year-Door remake.
Yeah.
That's why I have an HM and not on the list, just because like it's really close to being a port job. But there are some changes. They fixed pretty much before the backtracking. They changed some dialogue that needed to be fixed, to bring things more in line with what the original version was supposed to be. I've seen this. I'll always sing this game's praises forever. This game, Paper Mario 1,000-Year-Door, was my first ever RPG on the GameCube I ever played, so it will always hold that special place in my heart because of that reason. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't Pokemon Red and Blue your first RPGs you played.
Essentially yes. Yes.
So it just had that special place. So that first real like feeling of adventure in a Mario game. And so I always will adore this game so much.
It is very, very good. It is very, very good. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is better. I don't care what your opinion is. It is true.
Debate before.
Yeah, but it's true.
All right, let's talk about most disappointing game on the Switch. I think we're on agreement with which one it is.
It's Scarlet and Violet, dude.
Yeah, fuck these games. God. Yeah.
So I think we talked about it on the podcast, but like Switch 2 launch day, I fucking slap Pokemon Scarlet in my Switch, and it runs beautifully, and I get mad immediately, because like that means that this game just wasn't optimized. They didn't fucking try. Like, I truly believe after seeing Game Freak's new footage for Game Freak's new game, that Game Freak just doesn't want to do Pokemon anymore. And that's okay. Give it to somebody fucking else, because I want to play high quality Pokemon games. It is the largest franchise ever, and it needs to be treated as such. Like, there's no reason why these games shouldn't be fucking perfect every time, because they literally have all of the money in the world.
Now Pokemon and Scarlet are playable on the Switch too. Like, they're running 60 frames a second, pretty locked. There's not really that much popping anymore.
Yeah.
There's no like weird characters doing moves all the time. Everyone moves kind of normal. It runs like a game should. My issue with it is like, great, yeah, it's cool. It's running like a game should. It shouldn't have picked another console to do it. There's the fact that Tears of the Kingdom runs the way it does on a Switch 1,
or Xenoblade,
or Xenoblades, and those two games are doing more taxing things than the Scarlet and Violet are.
Yeah.
Way more. And all it was battle optimization, and they needed a system that had the power of a PS4 basically to get their game to run, even though it really didn't need that.
No. I think also the world is just created badly as well. I've seen multiple test footages like when you load into the world, it loads the entire world instead of being procedural. So most open world games, they render what the player can see, and as you turn the camera, it unloads and loads the things that are in your vision. So it doesn't load the whole fucking world in. But when you pop into Scarlet and Violet, it loads all of Paldea. And I think the DLCs run worse because it's loading all of Paldea, all of Titsunakami, as well as all of the Blueberry Academy. When if I'm just in the Blueberry Academy, it should just load the Blueberry Academy. Or, honestly, just what I'm looking at. Like,
it's amateur stuff. Genuinely, it's amateur stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like, again, this franchise in totality makes more money than Star Wars or Marvel or Hello Kitty even. It's literally the #1 global franchise in the world. And despite Scarlet and Violet's problems, it's still sold like crazy.
10 million copies in 3 days.
Mm-hmm. They didn't try. That's really the problem with Scarlet and Violet is they didn't try.
Like I said, these games should buy anyway. These games should be near fucking perfect with all the revenue coming in.
It shouldn't have taken a $450 console to make a game like that run well.
Yeah.
Straight up. The Switch one, despite its issues, which it had because it was a very weak console, ran some games better than you thought it was capable of doing. Yep. There was no reason it took this thing to run a game like Scarlet and Violet.
100%.
There's no way.
Preach to the fucking choir. Fucking making my second favorite franchise look like chump shit. Like, come on.
Like, that's why I'm not really super excited for Legends Z8, even though I like Legends Arceus a lot. I'm still like, after Scarlet and Violet, I'm like, you need to prove yourself.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fucking fair. All right. #1 Switch exclusive game. What is it?
There's a game missing from your honorable mentions in your top 10. There's a game missing from my honorable mentions in my top 10. We both haven't talked about.
Game? Who knows?
Are they the same? I'm starting to think they're the same games. My #1 is Fire Emblem Three Houses. You were right.
I was correct. My #1 is also Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Okay, so we're gonna gas this game up. Okay. Right. Jesus.
So I locked it in his mind pretty early, and I was like, okay, all right. I wonder if Nick's gonna do the same thing. And then we came to guessing, and my brain said he did the same thing. And I'm like, ha, he did the same thing. So I was right.
I walked my. It was like I had like how I formed my list. I had like a list of games. Like, okay, this is what I think is gonna be eligible, and like Fire Emblem was obviously there. But like, okay, what's gonna make what do I put at 10? What do I put at 9? Let's move down the list. Like, what's getting eliminated basically? But like, of course. But every time I went to the new, okay, what's getting, what's not getting put at 9? What's not getting put at 8? Fire Emblem was like, no, that's definitely higher. That's definitely higher. That's definitely higher. And eventually I got to 2 and 1. I'm just like, no, I can't put Smash over a Fire Emblem. There's no way I can.
Yep.
Just can't.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no, I mean, let's glaze this game some more because we glazed this game a ton.
Like I said about Xenoblade, I hold it in a high echelon of JRPGs. This is probably the top of that second echelon. Like, I don't hold this game as near as high as regard as Persona 5 Royal or Final Fantasy 9, but those because those Persona 5 is literally the greatest JRPG of all time. Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite JRPG of all time. So they're in that top echelon. This is fucking Fire Emblem Three Houses sits atop of this second echelon. It is so amazingly good from start to finish. No matter what run you decide to do, all of them are impactful. I do think that there are best runs. Yours is mine is Blue Lions. Yours is the Black Roses, right? It's been a while since I played it. Black Eagles. Yeah. Like, both of those are really good. If you said your favorite run was the Golden Deer, whatever, okay, that's good too. If your favorite run was the No House, that's weird, but like that's valid, I guess. Like,
Well, I would say the weakest run is the church by far, the church
yeah,
run. But choosing one of the three leaders, I think all the ones have merits. I think I think that's what makes this game amazing is going through the first half of the game again is kind of a bit of a slog. But the character is so compelling and willing to do it multiple times, especially on that. Especially when this game is structured, you're with a different class each time you run. So this one set of characters, one set of characters, one set of characters. They're all kind of going to the same thing, but you're going to listen to different perspectives going through that thing because you're going through different classes.
yeah,
So they do a good job of making that first half of the game not feel as slog. The second half changes dramatically depending on who you went with.
yeah,
But I think they all feel so different. Like Golden Deer route, I think is the most like lore heavy, because you really get into the nitty gritty of what led to everything happening.
yeah. The lore of the world itself.
Yeah. Blue Lines is compelling. I don't agree with him philosophically, but Dimitri has the best character arc in the game, by far.
Oh yeah.
To see his fall and his rise again is super compelling.
He's also the best. He's also the best unit in the game as well.
I mean, dear God, did he just mow? I just threw him into a thing of like 10 enemies. Like, okay, just kill them all. Kill that scratch.
Every time he fucking crit while throwing like a javelin, I'm just like thinking there's just this gaping hole left in this fucking person's chest, and they're just like
the thing is, he crit all the time.
He crit all the time. Like his crit percentage said 33, but no, it was 100.
Like 90.
Like, oh my God.
That man was murdering people. And then Black Eagles was my personal favorite. I think her philosophy is interesting because I will say she does some underhanded things in the game's plot, but it's kind of to the end she did them.
Yes.
Was it justified? I think you can make an argument. Yeah, could be. Because I mean, she in certain routes she's made as the antagonist, but her route allows you to kind of speak. Okay, no, I get why you were coming from. I get why you felt you had to do things the way you did them. I've said before, there really isn't a villain in this per se, like who's clearly black and white.
Yeah.
There is like those who slither in the dark are kind of like the biggest, like, okay, yeah, they're clearly the bad guys group. But every one of them has, in worse than have blood in their hands. This is a story of war, and there are no innocents in the people who are involved. No innocents are people who were caught in the crossfire. But I mean, each of them has. I do think the most compelling thing is the ideological differences between Edelgard and Dimitri.
Yeah.
I do think that's the game is most compelling. I do ultimately agree with more Edelgard just because I don't believe Dimitri's idea of incremental adjustments to a system is good. What's I'm looking for? Or wanted, I guess. When things are just being when the system is as oppressive as it is.
Yeah.
And the World of Fire Emblem Three Houses. But the thing is, the game doesn't paint anyone as 100% right. It always paints them as like this is the pros of their philosophy, but it's also the cons of the drawbacks of it. Yeah. It's a very nuanced story. I said there's no really black or white. It's just gray all around, but it's so compelling.
Yeah. Yeah, and all of the characters are interesting and engaging. Like there isn't a bad character to spend your time with. It's just a really good game, and it's crazy to think that this game wasn't developed solely by Intelligent Systems. Like Bandai Namco had a huge hand in it, because Intelligent Systems was also working on Engage at the time. So I hope that they get this band back together and do another one of these, because this game is so compelling. And I don't want like a sequel or anything, but I do want a game of this caliber again, because that's why it's number one. This is the best game on the Switch, bar none. It's so engaging, so thoughtful. It's very rare that you get a nuanced storyline these days. It's very, very much so black or white, because that's the safest thing to sell. But but no, this is super nuanced. There is no right, there is no wrong. Um, there's no bad choices, there's no good choices. It's just your choices. And I think that's what one of the strengths of the game is that we both did our playthroughs in different orders. Like I started with the Blue Lions, you started with the Black Eagles, and then we were kind of at odds with each other, just like the Blue Eagles, the Blue Lions and the Black Eagles were, until we got the other side of the story, and then we're like, oh, okay, that's why you said Dimitri's storyline was so compelling. Oh, that's why Edelgard's motives were what they were. And so, yeah, it's just an all around great story. It's very rare that a game presents several different path lines, and I actually play through all of the path lines, because usually I just played the one, maybe two, and go, okay, I have the gist of the game. But I played every single line, including the church line, because I just loved the world, I loved the characters, I loved the story, and then thankfully the game was wrapped in a just awesome fucking tactical RPG that did sometimes feel a little easy at times, but that's not too bad.
I will say I didn't even put Engage in its honorable mentions because I think its story was atrociously bad. But Engage's gameplay systems were probably a bit better than Three Houses, but Three Houses' story just was head and shoulders above Engage's, that it wasn't even close. I don't really, even though despite Engage's gameplay being better, I don't want to replay Engage. I want to replay this.
Yeah. The only reason why I haven't, because I know I'll do at least the 3 main playthroughs again.
I want to point out how much Bill's game. We have yet not ever agreed on a game of the year.
That's true.
This is the first time we ever agreed on number 1 on our list.
That's true. And we agreed twice in this list, actually. And both of our lists share a majority of the games. I think there's only like 2 or 3 that were different. Like you didn't have the Xenoblades or Tears of the Kingdom on your list, but we both had Bayonetta Origins, Metroid Dread, Mario Wonder, Mario Odyssey, Legends Arceus, and Three Houses. So
yeah, no, these games are phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's a play. Which funny enough, it's kind of popped in my head. Because you started with Blue Lions, I started with Black Eagles. Your favorite color is red.
Yes.
Her color. My favorite color is blue. His color. But yet we reversed it on our first playthroughs for some reason.
Because lions are my favorite animal. A.
Yeah.
And B. My experience with Fire Emblem specifically, the guy with the spear is usually a pretty good unit. So that's why I went with Dimitri first.
There, I thought she looks cool with the axe. I'm like, okay, I'll go with her. She looks cool.
She is, but she was my least favorite of the 3 units to use because she's so fucking slow.
Yeah, that's fair. I think she's, weirdly enough, I think she actually is kind of a bit stronger in the first half of the game than in the second half.
Because she becomes the more armored unit in the second half, and so she's slower.
Second half of the game, I had Dorothea on her the entire time because Dorothea's the dance. Like anyone can be anybody, but Dorothea's the canonical dancer.
Yeah.
I
never not made her the dancer.
No. I always had her giving extra turns to Edelgard.
Yeah.
The entire, just following her the whole entire way through.
Yeah. I think on another playthrough, I think what I would actually do with her is train her to be a wyvern rider.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
So that she could have better movement and still use that expertise. I did it with Claude because Claude has a secret affinity for the wyvern riding, and it ended up making him a really powerful unit because his fail not can be used on anybody, despite what weapon affinities your class have. So he was just a wyvern rider with fail not and fuck shit up. So. But Edelgard's my least favorite because she's slow. But I think in a new playthrough, I think I'd try to rectify. And also,
the music in this game
is so good.
So good. I mean, I've put Apex of the World in my playlist. Like the Apex of the World is so good. Mm-hmm. The final boss theme for both Edelgard and Dimitri's playthroughs.
Yeah, because it really is their story. Claude's just here.
Clutch is here, hanging out upside down. But I mean, it's always compelling too, because he gets into like the lore of the world and like the things that really set the stage for why Edelgard and Dimitri became the people they were.
Yeah. So, play Fire Emblem Three Houses for the love of God. I'm sure it's great on Switch. Honestly, this is making me want to do a playthrough after Denki King, even maybe before I finish Denki King. Who knows? Because I fucking love Fire Emblem Three Houses. We both do, obviously. It was number one on both of our lists.
Yeah,
first time we've ever agreed on a number one. Crazy. But that is going to do our list. A little bit longer of an episode today, but it's because we both love Nintendo and the Switch. I mean, you see all of my shit up there. Those are all collector's editions, special editions. There's more on the top of here, right here. This little corner right here. That is the corner of my Bayonetta 3 box for my collector's edition. So we both love the Switch. That's why we had a lot to talk about. We both love our Switch 2s so far. They need more games, but it's off to a good start. So here's to in 8 years doing a best Switch 2 games list. I'm sure Donkey Kong will be on it. So until next time, let us know in the comments, what's your favorite Switch 1 exclusive? Have you played all the games that we played? Are you going to check out any of the games that we listed as a result of this video? Are you going to stop playing Candy Crush? That seems like forever ago now that we talked about that, but yeah, that happened earlier this episode. Let us know in the comments, and we will see you all in the next one.